Brave the rain and spend part of your spring break on the trails. We have Lily Palmer with the U.S. Forest Service in studio with some advice on hiking with kids and a couple trails that you might want to check out. Welcome, Lily. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on.
So let's start with this. What should you bring to have a fun but safe and successful hike with kids?
Right, and so that's what we want to have happen. And so number one is going prepared. And so some things to think about are checking the weather forecast before you go, making sure that you know what's going to go in your day pack for the kids. Snacks and water, always a great idea. I was out on the trails with a 4-year-old yesterday, and making sure that you have those good snacks goes a long way to making sure folks have a good time. Also making sure you have footwear that has good tread on it. You might encounter some water or mud on the trail, so having something water resistant is a great idea. And then also something to think about too is making sure that you have layers. The gorge gets windy, as we know, and so making sure you have something that when you get up into those wonderful views of the gorge, you can throw a hat on your little one or on yourself, or maybe even a scarf.
Stay warm up there.
Yes.
And we're going to go through a couple kid-friendly trails in the National Scenic Area. So the first recommendation you have for us, Lily, is Sam's Walker Trail. Where's this one? Yeah,
so that one's located just to the west of Stevenson, and that's a great trail. It doesn't have a lot of elevation change in it, and so it's a good family-friendly walk. It has interpretive signs along the way to talk about what's going on in the landscape, and also a picnic area. So if you want to stop and have a snack, you can do that there too.
So that's on the Washington side, obviously, and then this is Catherine Creek.
Yeah, so all the trails I'm going to talk about are on the Washington side. Part of being prepared is also making sure you know where you can go, where trails are open, and obviously on the Oregon side we still have that Eagle Creek fire closure, so hiking opportunities are limited over on that side.
Washington will be busy this summer.
Washington might be busy, and so one tip is to get out early. Before 10 a.m. on those trails is always a great idea. Catherine Creek is a busy one, but there is an interpretive trail. It's about a mile long, wonderful views of the gorge, pretty flat, paved area, and if you do have older kids, you can cross over the street and get onto some more longer distance trails with wonderful views of the gorge as well.
So do any of these trails you're telling us about, do they actually loop around, or most of them you go and you come back the same way?
So actually all 3 trails I'm talking about are loop trails.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yes.
And your third one is Balfour Klickitat Loop?
Yes, and so that's by the Klickitat River over in Lyle. There's a trailhead there, also picnic tables. It's a pretty flat trail, good for families, picnic tables there as well.
Nice. You have something called Ready, Set, Gorge. What is that?
Yeah, so this is all about being prepared and knowing what you're getting into. So check out readysetgorge.com for more information about what I've talked about, and that'll give you some tips on how to be prepared, what to bring, and how to be a good steward of the trail as well.
Now we just need that weather. We need those blue skies, Lily.
And real quick, do you recommend, I'm assuming the answer is yes, a good idea to have a gorge book or map? I mean, you know, Lord forbid you somehow get off on the trail. I'm thinking it'd be handy to have something that might be able to guide you back.
Yeah, having a map is part of being readysetgorge.com. It recommends having a map and always knowing where you're heading. It makes everything easier when you know how to get there and how to get back. And having that trail map and maybe letting someone know where you're going to if you don't have someone watching out for you.
Okay, Lily Palmer, U.S. Forest Service, thank you. You know,